International is the company that you're going to be hearing about, and I must say it is a dynamic company. And I tell you, I've been teaching financial education all over this country and around this country for 40 plus years, and I am very excited about what we are a part of in this day and this time. You're in the right place at the right time, and I tell you, with the right company. And I know you know, maybe you don't know, but it is just a good thing to be in the right place at the right time with the right company, with the right information. And the person that's going to be presented is by way of Spokane, Washington. And so you are in for a special treat. And again, we want to welcome all our guests, those of you that are here for your very first time. I know that once you hear this information tonight, you're going to want to get back with the person that invited you and thank them for thinking enough of you to invite you to such powerful and dynamic information that you're going to be seeing and hearing tonight. And for all of you that are on this call all around the world, all our leaders and presenters here to support the other leaders and presenters when we are not presenting. So I'm going to get out of the way to give our presenter plenty of time tonight to share with us. And again, she is a very dynamic person, very dynamic speaker, and she's just a very special person. And so you're going to know that right away once she gets started. Miss Selena Brantley out of Spokane, Washington. Right now, it is in your hands.
Thank you, Pastor Dye. And I do want to thank all of you for joining the call today. And I am recording this call, and that is so that you have something to go back to during the holiday season, because some of the calls will not be hosted or performed through the holiday season. So I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, but this one will definitely be recorded as well. And as Pastor Dye says, my name is Selena Brantley. I'm out of Spokane, Washington. And as you see on the screen, only 12 weeks away to financial freedom and really weekly cash flow, whether it's 500, 1,000, 2,000, depending on what you feel financial freedom is, you can actually obtain it through Karatbars International. Please take note of the 3-minute sizzle call as well. Write it down. It's something that you'll want to share. And I also want to draw your attention to the disclaimer, and that's just simply because there's a variable in this mix that we cannot control. We have no control over, and that is you. You're the variable. You're the very special variable that cannot be duplicated. And so with that said, there is a plan that we have. And there's a formula within that plan. If you follow it and don't divert from it, but follow it, you will be successful in Karatbars International, hands down. You will. If you decide to change it up a bit, who knows? But the plan, you follow it. Why create mediocrity when you can copy genius? And the genius of the plan, thanks to Pastor Dye and Miles Smith, for coming up with this plan. I'm truly grateful. So let's begin. Karatbars International, truly an incredible company, debt-free. Their fully funded corporate office is in Stuttgart, Germany, and they specialize in the distribution of gold bullion, but not just any gold. 999.9%, 24-karat pure current gold in smaller, more affordable weights, 1 gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 grams, which makes it possible for any household really to acquire it. So we're allowing folks from all over to be able to acquire something that has intrinsic value, and I'll share with what that means in a moment. But you can take physical possession of your gold. So this is not paper gold, folks. This is real stuff. Take physical possession of it anytime. It's packaged under video surveillance, and it's shipped via Federal Express on a daily basis as well. As I said, there is a formula to this plan, and if you leave out any of those elements, then it's not going to work the way it should. So it's only the formula when you keep these elements in place. There's only three, very simple. The first element to this plan is you have to move forward and register for an absolutely free gold savings account and purchase a VIP gold or silver package. And that is what opens you to 7 passive residual income streams. Okay, so that's the first part, the first element within that formula. The second is you're going to want to commit to moving a portion of your declining dollars into your free gold savings account, inflation-proof gold savings account, and preferably every single week, 1 gram at a time. Start acquiring that gold 1 gram at a time and moving those declining dollars into something that will not decline, something that cannot be inflated. And the final element to that formula is to find 2 others who are willing to do exactly the same. And so what are we asking? To use declining dollars to inflation-proof your home and to beat the ridiculous interest rates that you receive on your funds in a banking establishment, whether it's a savings account or certificates of deposit, money market account, something like that. You're losing, and I'm going to show you how that is true in a moment. But if you follow these 3 easy steps, then the results can be amazing. Passive residual cash flow of anywhere from $4,500 to $33,000 per week. Now, the dollars is not what should get you excited. What should get you excited is what you can do with those dollars to protect yourself. So you're going to use a portion of that to protect yourself by acquiring gold and increasing your acquisition as your passive residual income grows as well. So truly exciting here. How are you earning? How are you earning when you're trading your declining dollars in for real money gold? Well, because of this amazing compensation plan that Karatbars has, and also because the 12 Weeks to Financial Freedom plan, this plan shows you how to correctly implement moving your hard-earned cash in the right way so that you can acquire income in as little as 12 weeks. So the correct way to move in your hard-earned cash, there must be another way to do it. There must be an incorrect way. And there's also a way that you're probably used to, not necessarily the incorrect way that we want you to focus on. We want you to focus on the correct way of moving your currency. Now, a lot of folks call currency money, and I want to share with you why currency is not money. And I'm going to illustrate this so that you can understand. I am teaching myself to not call the paper that I hold every now and then in my hands money, because that is what we've been told it is, but it truly is not. It is currency, and there is a difference between currency and money. But let's talk about the movement of currency now, how most experience that movement, employer to employee. You get a paycheck. You don't just look at that paycheck, movement of that currency. And what happens? Well, you have to pay some bills, power bill, maybe the cable bill, the phone bill. You've got to pay bills, but you also want to have some fun with that currency as well. So you may go shopping, you may go and travel somewhere, you need a hotel stay, and also you might use that currency to invest so that you can potentially earn some passive residual income as well. But when you invest, it's still a movement of the currency, but it's a movement away from you. And so that's not where we want that currency to go. We don't want it to be moved away from you. When currency is moved speedily, consistently, continually in the correct way, and that's towards you, it's going to create a healthy economic environment. So as this currency is moved towards you, folks, you're going to take a portion of that currency and you're going to acquire gold. And the reason you want to do that is to protect yourself. You're going to protect yourself against inflation, against the declining dollar, and against more interest rates that you're receiving on the funds that are in bank accounts and things like that. So this is the whole idea. So what do I mean when I say currency is not money? There's a difference between currency and money, real money. And when I call your currency declining dollars or declining euros or whatever paper that you have is declining. And what do I mean when I say that gold is inflation proof? Well, let's take a look. An ounce of gold back in 1936 was $34.87. Okay, and so there's no way you can get an ounce of gold for $34.80 in this 87 cents in this day and age. What could $34.80 get you back in 1936? Well, you could get a nice suit. I'm talking about the jacket, the slacks, the shirt, the silk necktie, the silk socks. $25. Throw in a pair of reptile leather shoes, another $6. That's $31. You have $3.87 left over. You could still fill your gas tank. That's 10 cents a gallon back then. You could still take that special someone to a concert, and you would still be able to afterwards have a fine dining experience for two as well, with about 57 cents left over. $34.87 went far back in 1936. Fast forward to today, let's look at that ounce of gold. The ounce of gold, can it still do the shoes, to fill your gas tank, to that concert, to fine dining experience? Absolutely, and you would have some gold left over, a bunch of gold left over. So this is great illustration how that ounce of gold back in 1936 contained your wealth, would have contained your wealth, meaning that it is going to be able to have that same purchasing power, if not more, years later. That is real money. Real money contains your wealth. It doesn't leak your wealth. It's inflation proof. You can't inflate gold. Why? Because you can't print it. You have to go dig for it. There's man hours to have it go through the refinery, to melt it down, to purify it. So gold is inflation proof. This is the reason why it is. So let's look at the $34.87. The paper. Paper is not inflation proof. You inflate it all the time. Well, I shouldn't say the Federal Reserve does, constantly printing more and more of it, devaluing it. And then don't even have to use the printing presses anymore. With fractional reserve banking, now out of thin air, you have currency being produced. Okay, so this is how you inflate currency. So what happens when a currency is deflated, the $34.87 that could get you the suit and the shoes and fill the gas tank up and all of that, now you can't even get an ounce of gold for $34.87. You need an extra whatever the amount is right now. That's what you need to get the gold. What can you get for $34.87 today compared to yesterday, 1936? You can take that special someone to a movie, okay? Get maybe a couple of sodas and some popcorn and call it a night, and you're lucky if you have a few pennies left over, okay? So, as you can see, gold is inflation proof. Your dollars are not. Your dollars leak your wealth. And a lot of folks say, well, that's why you put it in a bank. That's why interest off of that. That's why you do things with certificates of deposit and money and IRAs and 401ks and blah, blah. Okay. Well, that's what the idea is supposed to, the idea is that it's going to keep up with inflation. It can't, folks. We cannot possibly keep up with inflation and use the banking instruments to do it. It's literally impossible. So much printing. How did we get to this point? How did we get to the point where currency is called money? How is it that we were actually deceived and fooled into believing that paper is money? Because a lot of you are probably going, well, that's what I always thought it was. And guess what? That's what I always thought it was. What happens is, in the beginning stages of currency, the government looks at with something of intrinsic value, something that is valuable to everybody all over the world, and that's gold. Okay, and so they'll back the currency with 100% backing of gold. So the currency and gold are equal because they have the gold in the vaults and they have the currency out there. They don't overprint. It's the same. It's one-on-one ratio. Then all of a sudden, maybe there's a war, and they need more money to finance that war. And so they start printing more of the currency, but it's not a one-to-one anymore. It's maybe 50%. Half of the currency is backed, and the other half isn't backed by anything. Okay, and then as years go on, they go, well, we'll just go ahead and just print the currency. And so now the currency is not backed by anything. In fact, if you go to the Federal Reserve website, it will tell you that it's not backed by anything. You can't go and trade that claim check, which it used to be a claim check. You can't go and slap that claim check on the counter, on the bank counter, and say, I want my real money, I want gold. This is a claim check. It's kind of like if you go to the dry cleaners, you take your suit, you go to the dry cleaners, and you put that suit in there. They're going to clean that. They're going to give you a claim check. You come back 24 hours later, you slap that claim check down. What if they gave you equivalent check? Okay, we'll just break that down. We'll give you 2 claim checks for this one. What would you do? You'd look at them like that they're completely crazy. You want what's of value. You want your suit back. Okay? So this is not what we get anymore. We don't get, gold, real money for that claim check. It's just called money now. So that's how it happens. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. Let's move forward with another concept called exponential growth. Exponential growth, I wanted to check your exponential growth IQ. The best way to describe, not to describe it at all, is just to show what it can do. So which would you choose? Would you choose 5,000 a day for 31 days? Would you choose a penny doubled every day for 31 days? Or would you choose $1 million at the end of 31 days? Well, the first and the last options, easy to figure out, especially the last one. $1 million at the end of 31 days is $1 million. Don't have to do much figuring there. And the 5,000, you would multiply that by 31. Quickly, it's 155,000. Okay, so which one would you choose? Well, would you choose that penny doubled every day? If you're perceptive, then you would have figured out that that is a great example of exponential growth. And the reason is because of how it starts out small in the beginning. And then, well, let me show you. Day one, you get a penny. Day one, that $5,000 person, $5,000. Day two, you get 2 cents. The 5,000 has $10,000 now. Day 7, the 5,000 person has $35,000, and you have 64 cents if you chose the penny doubled every day. Probably aren't looking too happy at day if you don't know what's ahead. If you do, you're very happy because day 15, yes, it's only $163.84. Yep. But what happens? Well, by day 20, that day you've made more than the $5,000 person did that day. However, he's already generated $100,000. But remember, it's doubling every single day. So by day 25, you've surpassed what the $5,000 per day person can ever get through this example. And what about the $1 million person? Well, by day 28, you've surpassed what the $1 million person is expecting. By day 30, it's over $5 million. By day 31, well over $10 million, close to $11 million. Now, this is not an example of what's going to happen to you in Karatbars. This is an example of exponential growth, and you can experience exponential growth through Karatbars when, not if, but when you move forward in registering for your absolutely free inflation-proof gold savings account. That's the first step that you want to take. Then you're going to add that account with a VIP gold or silver package. And then once you do that, you're going to make sure that Karatbars knows that you are truly who you say you are by loading your Know Your Customer KYC documents. That's a driver's license or a passport, one of those, and then a bill with your name on it and address on it, the same name and address you registered your account. Your KYC approved, and now you're able to acquire your gold 1 gram at a time, because that's that next step is do not hide your light. Let it shine, folks. Let your light shine on folks that whom you love, folks that you meet on the street that are complaining, that are concerned about our economy. You have a responsibility to share this, and we're only asking you to share it with 2 like-minded individuals that will protect their family from financial decline, from inflation, from the declining dollar. You know it's happening. Okay, so once you do that, and remember, it doesn't stop there with you sharing. You want like-minded individuals so that they will share as well. When that happens, then you're able to watch your team grow. You're able to watch your income grow, that cash flow grow. And because of it, you're able to increase your gold acquisition, so you're able to watch your gold savings grow, which means you're really protecting your family against any economic challenge that you would have, okay? Because you have a container of wealth. You have that gold that's containing your wealth. It's not leaking it. Okay, so let's look at the dual system packages. Remember, VIP, gold, silver package is what I've talked about. I didn't talk about the bronze, but we'll talk about that as well. The VIP package, what's in it? Well, let me just say the package, whatever package you decide, it's your business in the box. It's going to allow you to share it with those folks that you love, those folks that you know. But you're also going to have some amazing things in there that you can show off, like the 3 grams of gold in the VIP package. As I mentioned before, your grams of gold, they're not like the gold that you would get at the coin shop, folks. The gold that you get at the coin shop, it's hard. Therefore, because gold is soft. The purest form of gold is soft. The coins are hard, so there's obviously something else in with that gold, different metals in that gold that are usually heavier than, or I shouldn't say usually, that are heavier than the gold itself. So you have to compare apples to apples. Coins are not pure. The coins are not bullion. What you receive is 999.9% 24 karat pure currency grade gold, the highest and the purest form of gold that you can get on the market today. And you get 3 grams in your VIP. Not only that, you have the ASER signature and verification. You have an LBM refinery certification. You have a hologram covering the entire back with the serial number. All of that makes your gold counterfeit proof. So the real deal, pure. And because it's so pure, it's embedded in a card about the size of a credit card, embedded in that card, protected. Also has that hologram on the back and has the certification on there. So that's all that makes it counterfeit proof as well. So you've got that gold that you can show off. You also receive 20 euro bonus cards. Very valuable. When you start acquiring gold, you'll probably, and you can acquire more and more of it, you'll be able to use the euro cards to get $135 off of your acquisition of other things, fine products within the Karatbars line as well. And when you move forward with a VIP package, you can ask your sponsor to give you a euro card so that you can get $135 off on your VIP. That's the only package you can use that euro card with, just to let you know. Also, you receive 10 of the bonus cards. These cards are great because each one will last you a year. What all you do is there's a code on the back of the card. You place that code within your gold savings account, and as you acquire gold each week, you're getting 3% off every single time you acquire your gold. So that's 10 years worth of 3% off of your gold. Not bad. Or you can use those cards as incentives. The Euro card you can give away, and the bonus cards you can give away. I would keep a couple of those 3% cards for myself, though. But you can definitely give those 3% cards away to folks to provide incentive for them to join Karatbars as well. You get brochures through your VIP package. Beautiful, absolute beautiful brochures, very educational as well. The gold package, you get 2 grams of gold. You get 7 of the Euro cards, 5 of the bonus cards, brochures again. Silver, you get 1 gram. You get 3 of the Euro cards, 3 of the 3% cards, and brochures. The bronze package, Kate, I don't mention it in the beginning. It's a last resort package. It's for those folks that can't do any higher than the silver, or I should say can't do any higher than $135. So you don't get any grams in that package, and the whole is to acquire gold. So you don't get any grams in this package at all. You get 2 of the Euro cards. I would keep 1 for myself so that you can upgrade to VIP. You get 2 of the 3%. I would definitely keep. If you have a gold, silver, or bronze, definitely keep 1 of the Euro cards because you're going to want to upgrade. And the reason you're going to want to upgrade is this is what gets you to the 4,000 to up to 30,000 and more passive residual income, but you want to get there by getting the most commissions, okay? And in order to get the highest of commissions, you have to have the highest of packages, that VIP package. So you want to keep 1 of those Euro cards. If you're gold, silver, or bronze, you want to keep 1 of those so that you can upgrade and get 135 off. When you do upgrade, regardless of whether you go from bronze to silver to gold to VIP, each time you upgrade, you're paying the difference. So you don't have to pay the full package price of that a package all over again. In other words, you're going to be paying the difference is what I'm trying to say. All right, so how do you make direct commissions? How do you earn direct commissions? Well, that's easy. You share Karatbars plan with folks that you love, with folks that you know, and they move forward with one of the packages. If you are a VIP package owner, you're going to receive 20% direct commissions on any of these packages that your referrals move forward with. The gold package, if you're a gold package owner, then you would receive 15% of the packages that your referrals move forward with. And the silver, you pass on the table 10% significant. Okay, 10% you leave on the table and you get 10%. And bronze, 5% direct commission. So obviously you want to get to that VIP as quickly as possible if you can't get to it today. Package bonuses, very simple to understand as well. Each package generates units when someone purchases it. And those units, if those folks are underneath you, whether you've brought them in, or your referrals brought them in, whether you've experienced it because some people up above are bringing folks in and they're falling underneath you, or folks are just placing people underneath you, regardless, any activity underneath you produces units when packages are sold. The VIP package produces 100 units, the gold 50, the silver 20, and the bronze 5. Units are important, as well as you bringing in your 2, because your 2 create a team of 2 on the left, 1 on the right. When your team of 2 generates 25 units on one side, 50 on the other, that means you cycle. So as VIP packages are being purchased, gold, silver, and bronze, you're accumulating units. And if you're a VIP and you have 25 units on one side, 50 on the other, then you're going to receive every time that happens. You can cycle several times throughout the day, several times throughout the week, and you receive, once you earn 35 euros, then you'll be issued a Karatbars, beautiful Karatbars debit card. And the moment you have that in your possession, every single Friday, Karatbars is going to load your bonuses, direct commissions, and team bonuses on that card like clockwork. They've never been late. They've been early, but they've never been late in paying you. So payday is on Friday. Everyone loves Friday, and you'll definitely get paid on that day. So the VIP package, you get $102 every single time you cycle. As I said, you can cycle several times throughout the day, throughout the week. As a gold, you get $77 around that. Silver around $51, and bronze $10. So you do not want to stay at that $10 bonus level. Definitely not. Too much money, way too much money left on the table with the bronze package. Okay, so team bonuses, that is similar to package bonuses, only you're talking about other fine products throughout Karatbars. You've got T-shirts, you've got champagne, you have other gold products as well, all types of things. And so as that purchasing activity or the gold acquisition activity is happening through the team underneath you, that generates units. Doesn't matter who has purchased underneath you, you still get those units. And as you accumulate 25 on one side, on the other, you cycle, which means you're going to receive the bonuses, and that's dependent upon the package that you choose. So it's up to make what the kind of income that you make. It's up to you, really. Okay. So let's talk about exponential growth again. And if you're wondering why I have the bronze here illustrated as the janitor, that's what I liken this position to, like the janitorial position. And to explain this, you're a bronze, everybody else underneath you is a bronze, and this just shows you what you can earn exponentially if you follow the plan. Your first week you bring in your 2, and they bring in their 2, and so forth. Now, yes, you can receive spillover. You can get certain people that are placing folks underneath you, and that still would represent these numbers. It doesn't matter where these people come from. As long as they're active, you're going to receive income. So with this bronze, with commissions you get, and remember the reason is because if everybody else is bronze, you haven't cycled. So these next weeks you're not earning anything per se, but then you can see the exponential growth. And as a janitor through Karatbars, you can earn substantially, well over $4,000 weekly income. The next one is silver. Let's say that you are bronze, you started as a bronze, you decided you want to upgrade because you've made enough to where you can upgrade to a silver. Instead of making the $546 on that 9th week, because you've upgraded, because you've given yourself a promotion, instead of the $546, you're getting that. That's a huge pay raise. I like in the account executive and little cubicle there, and account executives at Karatbars can do quite well with over $17,000 per week. But as a silver, you can actually upgrade in your 7th week following this plan. And instead of in your 8th week, $1,100, you've given yourself a nice pay raise of over $1,600. You can immediately upgrade again. I liken the gold to an executive, a right-hand gal or man to the CEO. And you can actually upgrade immediately to VIP. You could be CEO. And as you can see, well over $30,000 potential with that. If you study this, it shows how many people you need to start acquiring your gold absolutely free, being self-funded. That just simply means your account is generating enough to where you're earning that enough money to acquire at least 1 gram of gold each and every month, taking it from your whatever. But I highly recommend, if you have any of those types of instruments, that you're consistently doing that. You're just increasing your gold acquisition. In the silver package, the gold and the VIP self-funding within 4 weeks. So not bad. But I'm going to show you a better way, and that's the super silver package way. And I'm just going to that each week as your team grows, what you're earning. In your first week, you've earned $60 because you have gotten the direct commissions. You've brought in your 2, you get direct commissions. Then in your second week, you've cycled because you need 25 on one side, 50 on the other. Well, you've got 60 on both sides, so you've cycled, and so you've earned some cycling commissions. But this right here shows you in your second week, wow, you're self-funded. So by starting with the silver package, don't go under that silver package. You and your team can actually be self-funded in your I should say your second week, almost your first week, quite frankly. And these are that you're looking at. So if we're going to compare, I'm going to add bronze because you wait for 126 people to be part of your team. And I'm just Xing out the gold and having people bronze underneath you because you don't want folks to be bronze underneath you. You want them to be silver. And this is an example of silver and everybody else being silver. You upgrade in your 7th. Look at this pay raise, folks. Pay raise as a VIP in your 8th week is that's a huge jump right there. Huge pay raise. Great thing about it, it's all up to you. Folks, I always end with you can lead water, but I'm going to add something today, and I did this Friday, and I thought, you know what, I need to share it with the Thursday call as well. And I'm sharing this story, and it's from the Bible, and I'm not sharing it to convert you. My intentions are to offend no one, okay? But I do want to use this story as a means to drive home the purpose of Karatbars International's financial freedom plan and solution to what we face today, within our monetary system. I shared with you what that is, a little bit of what that is. So I want to share this story. It comes from the Bible, Matthew 25, and I was studying the other day, and it just spoke volumes to me, and I'm hoping it does with you as well. Story, quickly. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5 talents. And likewise he who received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid the Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. He who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you gave me 5 talents. Look, I've gained 5 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You are faithful over a few things. I'll make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. He also, who had received 2 talents, came and said, Lord, to me 2 talents. Look, I've gained 2 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Then he who had received the 1 came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered. And I was afraid, and went and hid your talent in the ground. There you have what is yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will, and he who will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When I read this, the first thing I thought of was the master giving according to the ability of the servants. And I thought of the VIP, the gold, the silver package. And I thought, this is not thinking what your ability is. You have an opportunity to move forward with a VIP gold or silver package based on what you think your ability is. You have the ability to get the highest pay just by the decision that you make. That's the first thing that I thought of. And then the major point of the story spoke to my heart. And it was this part where it says, But his Lord answered and said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. In this day and age, that doesn't hold true. Paper sitting in a bank account, that's leaking your wealth. You're losing purchasing power. You storing your paper in a bank account is exactly the same as the lazy servant digging a hole and hiding his one talent in the ground. And the reason is because you know the difference today. You know the difference between currency and real money. And because you know the difference, you have a responsibility. And your responsibility is to share this with as many people as you can. And all we ask you to do is share it with 2 individuals. Now that you know the difference between currency and money, you have a solution as well. And that's Carrot Bars International. Carrot Bars International, acquiring 1 at a time, just simply 1 gram at a time. So you can lead a horse to water. The saying, but you can't get him to drink, is false, folks. You can lead a horse to water, and you can get him to drink because you can put salt in his oats. The reason why I say that is the way that you think, the way your frame of mind. This is so important because your frame of mind will get you to moving. Maybe in the beginning stages of this presentation, your frame of mind was that the dollars that you hold in your pocketbook was money. But no longer can you believe that, because you know that real money contains your wealth. I'm hoping that this presentation woke you up today. I really do, because you do have a responsibility. First thing you want to do, register for your very own free gold inflation-proof savings account. The next step, don't wait, folks. Activate your account with a VIP gold or silver pack. VIP gold or silver package. And once you do that, become KYC approved and acquire your gold on a consistent basis. If you have a 401k, IRA, certificates of deposit, those declining instruments, those leaking your wealth instruments, you owe it to yourself to start acquiring gold, putting a portion of that into real money, okay? And you owe it to those folks that you love, those folks that you know. Share this Don't share it as an opportunity. Share it as a financial plan. A financial freedom plan, yes, but also a protective plan, something that will protect them from inflation, from the declining dollar, from the sorry interest rates that bank on your savings. And then when you do that, and they do the same thing as you can watch your income grow without a doubt. You watch your team grow, watch your income grow. Income, that cash, that paper, right now we're able to use it and acquire gold. Take advantage of that right now. Without a doubt, folks, we're entering a period of financial crisis. To me, is the greatest the world has ever known. And that's just simply because every single nation is on a fiat system, unbacked by anything. It's just worthless paper. Even though it's a perceived, the paper is perceived, it's worthless, but there's a perceived value. As long as there's a perceived value, we're able to acquire the gold. The wealth transfer that will take place during this decade, as I said, is the greatest that history has ever known. Wealth, though, is never destroyed. This is the great news. Wealth is never, ever destroyed. It's transferred. And that means every single crisis, there is opportunity. And the great news is that you can put yourself on the correct side of the wealth transfer, turn this crisis into your greatest opportunity. No other offering can boast this. No other opportunity can compare. Karatbars International is your solution. There's no reason to be afraid. This is truly your solution. I'm going to close by saying God bless you and Merry Christmas to you. And these are the tools that you can use to share with those folks that you love and know. You have a 3-minute sizzle call. You also have, throughout this week, have the morning calls and let's look at the Eastern time, the afternoon call, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you have 9 p.m. Eastern throughout this week. Next week, it will change to where Monday through Thursday, we won't have any calls, but Pastor Di is going to have calls on, I believe, Friday and Sunday, and that goes for the New Year holiday as well. And if I'm mistaken, I know Cheryl Ann will correct me. But with all of that said, once again, God bless. Merry Christmas. Go ahead and turn it over to Cheryl Ann or Pastor Di, one of the two.
Thank you for a great and awesome presentation as always. We just want to thank you for that. You've enlightened us tonight. So there are no more excuses, ladies and gentlemen. Even if this is your first time being on this call tonight, you have no more excuse. You may decide to move forward, which we hope you will. And if you don't, every time you get paid, every time you go to work for someone else, you will think about this tonight, because the information that has been shared with you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if this information was shared in the school system or the traditional school system, there would not be the economic problems that's going on all over the world. It was done on purpose, and naturally, there's no way that we can share with you everything that we want to share and that needs to be known. It's just too much. We can't give it all on one call. And that's the reason why people go to school and go for years in order to obtain that knowledge. But I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, when you come to these calls that last to as much as an hour, information within that time frame that costs you no money, only some time, because I always like to say this, we spend thousands of dollars going to colleges, universities, and higher learning institutions to get those certificates, those degrees, or whatever title or name or word that they put on the piece of paper. We go there to position ourselves to be able to make more money. But you've heard tonight how that it was mentioned 4 positions. Ladies and gentlemen, the VIP position is the position where everybody should be at. And as mentioned, we know that for whatever reason, everybody don't choose or can start there. And that's the reason for the other positions. But we feel that everybody should start no less than a silver. But it's your choice. It is your choice. Now, when you get out of going to those institutions for many years, spending tens of thousands of dollars, you still don't have a choice. You've done that, spent that time and that money in hopes that you will be able to get positioned to get a good end result. But we've shown you, Selena has shown you tonight, and if you follow the process that she has powerfully, so clearly, you follow that. See, we're not saying what can happen. We are telling you what is already happening for tens of thousands of people all over the world. See, we're looking at hindsight now, and especially since July the 1st of this year, when the 12-week plan was introduced to the world. People's lives, their financial world have been changed forever. And ladies and gentlemen, we broke it. Though we're not a multi-level marketing company, not a network marketing company, because we are an e-commerce company with an affiliate arm, but in the networking and multi-level marketing industry, we have broken record for the time frame that this 12-week plan has been introduced to the world July 1st of this year, and is increasing every week. We get paid every week, clockwork, every week on a MasterCard, a Karatbars MasterCard. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, it's up to you now. The ball is in your court. So I want to say again, thank you for the presentation, and thank each and every one of you that's on this call and webcast from all over the world. And if you are new here tonight, don't let this night pass without you getting back with the person that invited you to this call and getting with them and say, hey, look, I want to get started tonight. And all you have to do is get with them, get their link, and they can help you to get started. And let me say this to you before we close out. It only requires 7 pieces of information, and from that point, you will have your own multi-million-dollar business set up. Your account, $1 million account, gold account, ladies and gentlemen. Your date of birth, your address, your phone number, an email address, and a username and a password that you will create for this particular gold savings account through Karatbars International. I've been with this company 2 years. This past July was 2 years for me. And ladies and gentlemen, look back since the very first month that we got with Karatbars. And we are so thankful for Miles Smith, my sponsor, that thought enough of me to share this with me over a little over 2.5 years ago. So with that said, thanks again so much. I don't know if Cheryl Ann is on the call tonight. If you are, Cheryl Ann, speak up. If not, we will go ahead and close the call out. And again, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday night, now on this coming Monday night, the rest of this week, the calls will go as scheduled every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. You make the adjustment in your time zone. Every night for the rest of this week through Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But again, you make the adjustment in your time zone. Now, next week, because of Christmas, now we will be here Monday night. We will be here Monday night, Miles and myself, because that's our regular night. We will be back here again Friday night. And, of course, next Sunday night of next week. But this week, again, as Selena mentioned, all of the calls will go as scheduled as far as the live calls. But it will be available next week, the recorded calls that you can access on at KaratbarsTV.com. KaratbarsTV.com. But Monday, which will be the 23rd. We will be here with a live recording, and also the 27th. We will be back on that Friday night, and then also the 29th. So with that said, thanks again so much, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have been very faithful to these calls. And ladies and gentlemen, the people that are faithful to these calls and bringing people to the calls are the ones that are making a ton of money and getting a lot of gold free. So when somebody tells you, yeah, but I can beat that price, no, they can't. And I always ask them, well, can you beat free? Can you be getting your gold for free? Because I've been 2.5 years. So with that said, because it comes out of my commission, out of my profit, not out of my pocket, except for that first month. So with that said, thank you so much for every one of you. Thanks again, Selena, for an awesome presentation. God bless every one of you. We'll look forward to seeing you every night for the rest of this week, and also every day at 11 a.m. Central, 12 Eastern, and you make the adjustment in your time zone. God bless you. Until tomorrow morning, Pastor Di and Selena Bradley signing off. Have a good night, everyone.